Hey guys, so I wanted to come at you with a quick video because I saw a post on Facebook in one of the many groups that I'm in for parenting and wives and things like that. And the topic of discussion was basically what I'm going to call part time parenting. You know, typical situation when you have a baby with someone, y'all don't work out, you end up co parenting. Most situations, mommy ends up being the custodial parent, the full time parent, and then you have the baby daddy who is your non custodial parent, the person who is either the 30% of the time keeping the children, or even less, maybe like once a month or once every few months, calling to check in, maybe sending money here and there, but not, the children don't live there. The children may not have a room at his place, right? So the topic was a girl's reaction to her son's father around him coming to get their son. And he basically offered, I guess, to get the son for a few hours. And then she texted him and he wouldn't text back. So then she responded and had an attitude about it. She was upset, frustrated, kind of went off on him a little bit. No curse words, but her tone was kind of like condescending. So he then responds and says, you know what, never mind, I'm not going to come. You know, the way you're responding, how do I know you're going to like come back and get him in a few hours like I need you to? I'll just see him another time. So then she goes back and says something along the lines of, well, you're a deadbeat and, you know, you will get him on my own time next time because I'm tired of dealing with this. It's always something. And I hope you have a nice day. And he said, okay, have a nice day too. She then posted the screenshots of their conversation into the group and asked, like, you know, was I wrong? And it made me want to do this video. It made me think about, like, how good the part-time parent has it sometimes. You know, I call it part-time parenting because you don't keep your child 24/7. You don't have a room for your child. Y'all aren't splitting things 50-50. I'm not talking about people who have custodial arrangements and, you know, you get your child in the summer for 3 months and you get your child once a month on the weekends. I'm not talking about that sort of arrangement. Although that is still kind of part-time parenting. I mean, it actually legitimately exists on your tax return where you can claim a child for 50% of the year and the other 50% of the year goes to the other parent. That actually does exist. But I call part-time parenting is kind of like my nice way of saying absent parenting. It's for the parents who are not consistently accountable for their children. And at times, it's like they'll ghost. They'll go ghost. You don't hear from them. They don't call in regularly to check in. They don't know what's going on. And then during times where it's convenient for them is when they'll hit you saying, hey, I want to see my child. I haven't seen him in a while. What y'all doing this weekend? Or they'll hit you random and be like, oh, can I come get him today? Or, you know, your son or daughter's birthday will come up and they'll be like, what is our child need? I want to send you some money. Part-time parenting, convenient parenting. Anybody who takes care of children full-time know that parenting is a full-time job. You know, it is selfless and your life literally revolves around the kids. And I just feel like it is a privilege to be a part-time parent. It is a privilege to be a non-custodial parent because you get to kind of live your life as if you don't have kids most of the time. And I just feel like in instances where the dads are trying to get their kids and the mom is kind of bitter because y'all didn't work out or something, that y'all would let these dads be dads. Because on one hand, a lot of women complain about not having a break and not being able to have that time to spend with their kids because they feel like their son's or daughter's father is not there. But then there's still women within this same group that when the dad reaches out and tries to offer, you give him a hard time and you curse him out or you call him names or you kind of deter him from wanting to show up because he didn't show up before. I'm not saying that, you know, you should excuse his behavior or that the dad should get a pass, but I am saying that at some point, if you do want your child or your children to have a healthy relationship with their biological father, and the father is stable, the father is safe, you're not putting your kids in an environment that's nasty, got drugs, got something going on that could end up getting you both in some sort of funky situation, you're gonna have to put your feelings aside, sis, and let dad be dad. Because honestly, until the part-time parent has to step into the role of being a full-time parent, even if temporarily, he's never going to get it from your point of view. You're always going to be the one carrying the weight because he doesn't have to. You're not allowing him to, and he's not in the position to do so. So let me give you an example. Most of my son's father's encounters are basically like, let me get him for a couple of hours. I'm going to take him to do something fun. So it's like my son's memories with his dad are really like, oh, my dad took me to the park. My dad took me to Chuck E. Cheese. My dad took me to go do something fun. It's really not like a lot of, I spent the week with my dad. I spent the month with my dad. I spent the summer with my dad type things. So a good example would be if or when, I'm not saying I'm going to get Rona, but like, let's say I got Rona and my son didn't have it. And, you're supposed to quarantine for 10 to 14 days. That sort of example of letting the non-custodial parent, if they're in a position to help, watch the child for that 10 to 14 days will give them an understanding of what it's like to be the full-time parent. You having to be responsible for more than a weekend's worth of meals, clothes, keeping them busy, making them go to bed, will give you an opportunity to see what it's like. When you have a part-time parent that kind of hops in for 4 hours one Saturday a month, they're not really getting that experience of being a full-time parent. Don't let the criticism from somebody that's not helping raise your kids affect you and make you feel like you're not doing enough. A lot of non-custodial parents give a lot of feedback. They talk crap about how the mom is raising a kid, but then you got the non-custodial parent that's not helping. So it's like, don't take offense. Don't even worry about that feedback. Just, when are you going to come get your son? What time? What do you need? You need me to pack the bag and have everything in it? Because I got you. I got you. Let me, I'm on the way. You need me to pick them up and bring them? I got you. I will be honest and say it took me some time and some maturity to get to where I am with that. Like, it took me some time to really feel comfortable and move forward. But, and it's still a work in progress. But for one, you need to move on because there may be someone that can come into your life and be a better father for your child and a better partner for you. I'm married. I took my ring off because I was washing dishes earlier, but I'm married and my son has an awesome stepfather. And every marriage has issues, but it's so much better than the toxicity that I left. You know what I'm saying? And now me and my son's biological father have a pretty healthy co-parenting relationship. And to be honest, not much has changed. But imagine if I would have been sitting in that mentality of, let me watch who he's dating now. Let me be in his business. Let me see what he got going on. Like, you have to really move on and move forward and not worry about all that. And just worry about the intent, the intent and the safety for your kids. So if they're really trying to be present, even though it gets on your nerves, even though you feel like they should do more, and they should, don't let that feeling of frustration stop you from allowing them to be there for your kid, because it's really not just about you. And you don't want to block your child from being able to have a relationship if the parent is actually trying. Now, there are some instances where there are just some deadbeat dads, okay? And I'm not saying there aren't deadbeat moms, but this topic is not about that. When I do these relationship videos, it's always a man in my comments coming for me like I'm trying to say that this is the case for all men. No, I'm talking about the deadbeat men. We got deadbeat women. Y'all want a video about that? Make sure you subscribe and request that. And we'll talk about that in a separate video, because I know some deadbeat moms that throw their kids on everybody else and they act like they don't have kids and they always popping up pregnant. But this video isn't about that. When it comes to the deadbeat dads, those are the ones that don't show up, period. You don't hear from them. They don't check on them. You don't know what's going on with them. You might as well have not even known who your baby daddy was. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the inconsistent part-time parents. This video is about that. You have to sometimes be the bigger person. At the end of the day, it sucks. You may have already knew he was inconsistent before you got pregnant, but you still got pregnant. You kept the baby. You're moving forward. I'm not saying let your inconsistent co-parenting partner hurt your child, but I am saying don't block the ability to have a relationship because you just don't like him. You don't want him there because you're still mad, or, you know, he said something stupid because he's dumb, and now you're going to block an ability for you to have a mental health break that you need and quality time. Like, that's what it really boiled down to. Sometimes you need that mental break, and his parent or her parent needs to help you. Period. As much as we have help from your favorite sister, sibling, you know, grandma, that's great. But, you know, the inconsistent parent always gets the pass because you mad at him, so you gonna go ask your mom or your dad to babysit, or, you know, your sister. But, like, stop letting him off so easy. That's what I'm telling you. Like, put your own feelings aside, and you be like, you know what? Okay, you getting on my nerves, but here, let y'all have a good time. And a lot of the times, especially if, now here come this bus making this loud noise. Hold on, y'all. The bus was too loud, so the show couldn't go on. I think I was saying that sometimes you have to put your feelings aside so that you can have the break that you deserve. So obviously there's some men that are petty, like, oh, well, you not sleeping with me, I'm not gonna come get the kids. Or you talk to me crazy, I'm not gonna come get the kids. Yes, but there are some instances where they are trying and you don't know what they have going on, and then here you come, like, being condescending or disrespectful, and it's just like, you know what, I was gonna try, but I really just don't even want to deal with it because of you. Like, don't be that mom. Like, don't be that mom. Don't be the bitter mom. And keep it strictly co-parenting. Like, what's best for the kids. If you know it's a safe environment, you know that your children have fun with their dad, then let them have that relationship with their dad. They need it. They need their dad. You know, don't block that situation. It takes time to get there. I'm not trying to tell you guys it's easy. It's not easy. But let them be there. Like, I can't emphasize that enough. And if your children's dad's mom is willing to help you, let her help. Like, take some of that burden off you. I guess that's all I have to say about this topic. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know if you'd like a part 2. I want to say thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.